like to be the smartest person in the world? Tino asked Tesla that. That's right, our great scientist always held a special admiration for another scientist. A person whom they called him a mad scientist. And that person's name is Nikola Tesla. Tesla is known as the great inventor of the 20th century, having produced over 300 inventions, among which the most notable is the invention of alternating current. However, Tesla's life was quite troubled during his era. Humanity wasn't capable enough to fully understand the ideas he proposed. It wasn't until later that people realized Tesla was truly something beyond human limits. The mysteries he left for science are being explored every day. Today, we're here together to talk about the life and mysteries associated with the inventor of the 20th century, Nikola Tesla. Before starting the video, we hope you can support the channel with a like and subscribe so we have motivation to produce higher quality videos in the future. And now for the main content. Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856 and died on January 7, 1943. Tesla's father was an Eastern Orthodox priest, and his mother was someone who specialized in exploring and inventing household items. From a young age, Tesla was fascinated with inventing alongside his mother. Therefore, he dreamed that one day he would become a great inventor. When in college, Tesla enjoyed studying physics and mathematics, but gradually he shifted his attention to electrical engineering. He studied at a technical school in 1873, followed by the Austrian Polytechnic Institute of Science and Technology. However, during this period, Tesla became so addicted to gambling that he was expelled. But everything quickly changed when Tesla began to regain his spirit and continued developing his passion for electricity. With his inherent talent, he was hired to work at a telephone company in Budapest, Hungary in 1881. During this time, he successfully built an induction motor. However, since no investors in Europe were interested in this innovative product, he decided to go to America in 1884 to work for Thomas Edison in New York City. His job started with simple electrical engineering and quickly progressed to solving some of the company. He was even assigned tasks to redesign Edison's DC generators from scratch. Tesla could redesign Edison's outdated and inefficient generators and motors, significantly improving both economic efficiency and quality. According to Tesla, Edison said that if you can do that, we will pay you $50,000. This was an unbelievable statement from Edison, who paid miserably and didn't even have that much money. After many months of work, Tesla completed the task and asked for the promise to be kept. Edison said that he was only joking. To understand our American sense of humor, Tesla understood that Edison really wouldn't. Instead, Edison offered to only raise Tesla's salary by $10 from $18 per week. Frustrated at feeling deceived, plus disagreements over the use of alternating current, an extremely important invention, Tesla quit immediately. His company, Tesla, researched and patented an arc lighting system similar to the equipment he had developed at Edison. In March 1885, he met patent attorney Lemuel Searle, who was also Edison's attorney, to get help with patent registration. Searle introduced Tesla to two businessmen, Robert Lane and Benjamin Vail. They agreed to finance Tesla's manufacturing company, the Tesla Electric Light and Manufacturing Company. He worked extremely hard for the remainder of the year to obtain patents, including an improved DC dynamo, the first patent granted to Tesla in America. His new system gained attention in many newspapers and technical forums for its advanced features. However, investors showed little interest in Tesla's ideas about various types of motors and new electrical transmission equipment. After these electrical transmission devices went into operation in 1886, they decided that the manufacturing side of the business was too competitive and chose to simply run DC electricity. They established a new company. They fired, abandoned Tesla's company, and left the inventor penniless. Tesla even lost control of the patents he had created, because he had assigned them to the company in exchange for stock. Our great scientist had to work as an electrician and even had to dig ditches to make a living. Later, Tesla recalled that the winter of 1886 to 1887 was a time of terrible headaches and bitter tears. During this difficult period, he wondered, why did I go to school? He wrote that my high education in various sciences, mechanics and literature seemed like a mockery to me at that time. But then the difficulties gradually passed. During that period, this new idea conflicted with Edison's invention in DC current. To Tesla's annoyance, Edison used many tactics to make people fear the dangers of alternating current. At the 1893 Chicago exhibition, Tesla used alternating current to light up more than 90,000 bulbs simultaneously. Immediately, this event shocked the world. Later, at the 1898 exhibition at Madison Square Garden, Tesla amazed the public by unveiling a boat controlled remotely by radio waves. The crowd was very surprised, but unable to reasonably explain the phenomenon. They thought it was just hypnotic magic. Some even believed the boat moved thanks to a trained monkey hidden inside. This invention of Tesla was a pioneering step for the later robotic era. His invention was so far ahead of its time that it was rejected. In fact, he was initially denied a patent because the idea was too unbelievable. Also from his 1926 radio wave invention, he predicted that when humans master wireless technology, the entire Earth would become an inseparable unified entity. S faces and hear each other. There would be a device compact enough with such functions that we could easily put it in our pants pocket. It is similar to the smartphones we use today. Nikola Tesla's inventions are considered to be 300 years ahead of their time. He always looked toward the future, which is why people call him the inventor of the 20th century. Tesla's admirers believe he possessed a superpower called eidetic memory. That is the ability to visualize images with high accuracy in a short time. However, to his detractors, Tesla had a mind different from ordinary people. To put it bluntly, they considered him crazy because from a young age, he was always mentally distant. He often withdrew to perceive life. To him, every street, every corner of the house became familiar. Tesla was also considered eccentric even in his work. It is said that he worked continuously for many days without sleep, and his sleep was often fitful and interrupted. Some even believe that Tesla conceived inventions in his sleep. Additionally, Tesla's lifestyle at that time was also considered insane. He often vigorously walked 8 to 10 kilometers every evening. Before sleeping, he often massaged his toes, believing it stimulated brain cells. Notably, Tesla was also thought to have obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, a chronic psychological disorder. However, Tesla had OCD at a time when people didn't even know what OCD was, although some evidence of OCD was recorded in history. The media wasn't widespread enough to disseminate that information worldwide. In reality, this genius often worried about germs and was obsessed with cleanliness. Tesla always avoided contact with all potential sources of illness no matter. He washed his hands very frequently, and Tesla always ensured that every dish prepared for him was thoroughly cooked. Even the scientist would divide the food on his plate, calculating the exact number of chews to eat it most neatly. His fear of germs was more clearly shown in Tesla's writings. He wrote that if you could see, even for just a few minutes, the disgusting, hairy creatures and bugs worse than anything you've ever seen, wriggling in the water, you would never dare drink another drop of unboiled or unfiltered water. And not only fearing germs in water, he also feared germs on other people's hands. He often refused to shake hands, and if he did, he would wear gloves to avoid direct contact. Tesla's strange habits and actions were often overlooked by his admirers, who considered them merely the eccentricities of a genius. Meanwhile, Tesla's critics used them as evidence that he was not sane. Both were wrong. Tesla was a patient in need of care. Unfortunately, he didn't receive it. But Tesla died in poverty and loneliness, a sad ending for an inventor, a great prodigy. Today, we see inventions using Tesla's ideas everywhere. We have alternating current, mobile phones, and remote control devices. The ideas Tesla proposed truly changed the world, altering the course of historical development. But humanity might achieve another leap, advancing civilization to a cosmic level faster, if we could decode the mysterious legacy Tesla left behind. What I want to talk about is Tesla's obsession with the numbers 3, 6, 9. If you know the greatness of 3, 6, and 9, then you have the key to unlock the universe. This is what Tesla always pondered while he was alive. We know that Tesla always sought to explore and exploit the secrets of the world. He did so with electricity, with some inventions still present to this day. He believed he could do the same with the numbers 3, 6, 9. In fact, no one has been able to prove the mystery of these three numbers. As to us, they are just ordinary numbers. But we are certain of one thing: Nikola Tesla was truly obsessed with those numbers. What did they mean to this inventor? Why did Tesla think 3, 6, and 9 were important? In reality, these three numbers relate to complex mathematical patterns and even human history. Let's start with the number 1. Double 1 to get 2, double 2 to get 4, double 4 to get 8, double 8 to get 16. In that, 1 plus 6 is 7, double 16 is 32, 3 plus 2 equals 5, double 32 is 64. And 6 plus 4 is 10, and 10. If you continue calculating this way, the sequence we get will have sums of 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1, 2. You can see, in this sequence, there is no mention of 3, 6, and 9, as if they were excluded from this pattern. But don't rush, the interesting part is still ahead. What happens when you start doubling the numbers 3, 6, and 9? Double 3 is 6, double 6 is 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3, double 12 is 24, 2 plus 4 equals 6. No matter how many times you double, the result will always be 3, 6, 3, 6, and there is no 9 in this sequence. However, if you start doubling the number 9, it will always lead to a result of 9 using the same calculation method. Tesla himself believed that vibration, energy, and frequency would correspond to 3, 6, and 9. If you want to find the secret of the universe, think about energy, frequency, and vibration. Scientist Mark Gorodan believes that 3, 6, and 9 represent a flux field or a vector from the third to the fourth dimension. Among them, the number 3 is particularly special. It frequently appears in human history, from triangles with 3 sides to the Trinity in many religions. Throughout his life, Tesla expressed this obsession of his in many ways. He often walked 3 laps around the building before going inside. Tesla washed dishes with 18 napkins, because 18 is divisible by 9, 6, and 3. This inventor would only stay in hotel rooms with room numbers divisible by 3. And even at the end of his life, he died in room number 327. Tesla's theory of 3, 6, and 9 still has vitality to this day. That is evidence that his ideas have not faded with time. Tesla has always been known for his groundbreaking ideas, even to the point of madness. Nikola Tesla's great inventive ideas were truly ahead of their time, aiming for world peace through access to free energy. Tesla's most famous designs is the inspired by the idea of emitting a special ray that could halt all war actions, because it would rely on the intervention of other means and weapons. Peace ray. Because of such uniqueness and madness, all of Nikola Tesla's research documents were highly coveted by both the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany. After he was found deceased in a New York hotel room in January 1943, the mysterious story began when many of Tesla's research documents vanished without a trace. Nikola Tesla's family stated that before they could access his assets, an anonymous organization had taken away a significant amount of personal papers and related documents. Some opinions suggest that it was the Soviet scientists who took advantage of the opportunity to access and study Nikola Tesla's works. Suspicions point towards the anti-gravity engine of Russians, with rumors that the design is 99% similar to a lost research manuscript of Tesla. There are other opinions pointing to the intelligence forces of Nazi Germany, as it is likely they also possessed quite a few of Tesla's research documents several years before his death. It is believed that these documents helped the Nazis develop superior weapons ahead of their military. However, the biggest suspicion behind the massive loss of research in Tesla's records is actually the United States. Why is that? When Tesla died, he left his assets to Savo Kosanovic, the Yugoslav ambassador to the US. At this moment, the FBI fears that Kosanovic is trying to acquire Tesla's technology and use it as a weapon against the United States. Therefore, the FBI has taken many steps ahead to completely conceal the matter from the public. Nikola Tesla had no roots in America, but he was an American, holding dangerous invention ideas in his hands, so Washington seems very interested in his research treasure. Research programs based on the documents left by Tesla are classified as national security, completely secret from the domestic and foreign scientific community. After many years of cover-up, under the passage of the Freedom of Information Act in 2016, the FBI was finally forced to disclose 250 pages from Tesla's document collection. This shows that all suspicions about Washington borrowing Nikola Tesla's research are completely justified. But even though it has been publicly released, there are still many unanswered questions, and many documents are said to have disappeared from this old collection. Because, while the FBI confirmed there were 80 volumes of Tesla's documents left, only 60 volumes were returned to his homeland. So, where are the remaining 20 volumes now? For a long time, the FBI has controlled Nikola Tesla as well as his own research. Declassified FBI documents suggest that Tesla might have been a Venusian sent to Earth to a Tesla family in 1856, in a mountainous province of the former Republic of Nantu. A newly released secret FBI letter mentions that Tesla successfully invented an interplanetary communication device. The machine was put into operation, helping him and engineers regularly communicate with many spacecraft in space, as well as welcome extraterrestrials. The FBI also spread the word that in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, scientist Nikola Tesla reported contacting the Pleiades and allies on Venus. Pleiades is believed to originate from another planet, a benevolent species always wanting to promote peace and prosperity, human-like in appearance, and having come to Earth long ago.
They shared with Tesla the technologies that led to his invention of alternating current, or hundreds of tools used in aerospace and electronic technology.
Tesla's identity becomes increasingly mysterious. The FBI says it currently holds information related to UFOs after his death. Additionally, suspicions surrounding the crazy invention, the Tesla scope, capable of communicating with extraterrestrials and alien civilizations, also piqued public curiosity.
According to the FBI, Tesla hoped to prove the existence of life on Mars using the Tesla scope. That's claims about the documents they hold related to Tesla.
Even many of Tesla's current documents are still considered science fiction due to their mystery. Whether Tesla was a Venusian or not might not be too important because his contributions to humanity have been extremely significant.
But the secret of his missing document pages is another matter.
Tesla's secret documents might contain such valuable information that, if known, it would make the possessor become God.
Tesla's legacy to do God.
The U.S. government, under the guise of protecting national security secrets, secretly hunts for his manuscripts to create superweapons. Now at least 2 of Tesla's invention ideas have been thoroughly exploited by the U.S. government, creating underground mechanisms to manipulate Earth and humanity, evidenced by the strangely extreme climate and weather changes currently.
It is very likely that America has planned to borrow Nikola Tesla's ideas to control, then dominate all of humanity in the future. The most terrible things Americans are doing through Tesla's research are hidden under the shadow of a secret project, named HARP, established in 1993. HARP is the name of the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program with its main base in Gakona, eastern Alaska, USA. This is a program classified as the highest level of national security by the U.S. government.
Since its appearance, information about it has been completely secret from all 3 related branches, including domestic and foreign scientific communities. Only after secret documents were forced to be disclosed recently did people learn about this terrifying project and start asking many questions.
The biggest question is whether HARP is a new type of weapon, a non-lethal weapon disguised as scientific research? And if that is true, how far can this new weapon go to manipulate the entire world? Do you know that this is a completely new weapon, new in form, operating mechanism, and how it is shaped? HARP began research in 1993 as part of America's Star Wars defense plan deployed in the 1990s by the Air Force, Navy, University of Alaska, and the CQC Project Research Agency.
This program uses high-frequency electromagnetic signal transmitters into the ionosphere and then records the changes caused by this interaction. Signals are shot into the ionosphere at 3 different levels: extremely low-frequency ULF, high-frequency HF, and very high-frequency VHF. The U.S. government began declaring that HARP aims to create controllable changes in the Earth's ionosphere through a super-powerful broadcasting station. Once understanding the activities in the ionosphere, physicists can mitigate the terrible damages from solar storms to Earth. However, the story doesn't seem that simple, especially with a huge amount of nearly $500 million spent on HARP.
Therefore, this program probably aims for a deeper purpose, which is to control the ionosphere, thereby creating a new generation destructive weapon named weather weapon. Documents reveal the dark secrets behind the safe research cover of HARP.
Accordingly, the nature of this program is a military technology project with underground power transmission devices capable of sending radio waves to the ionosphere.
The physical properties of the ionosphere change continuously by the hour, minute, day, and different seasons. It becomes even more complex near the Earth's magnetic poles,
with the aurora being a typical representation of ionospheric changes. Thanks to advanced technological devices, scientists can record very small changes in the ionosphere when stimulated continuously or intermittently at different frequencies. They discovered an interesting phenomenon when shooting very high-frequency electromagnetic signals into the ionosphere.
Atoms here are rapidly ionized.
At this moment, the ionospheric heating phenomenon occurs, causing its physical properties to begin changing. This leads to changes in the air region below the stimulated location. Scientists worldwide have observed that weather changes on the ground are often influenced by fluctuations in the ionosphere. Therefore, if we can understand and control changes in the ionosphere, humans can completely control the process of weather transformation. Similarly, when operational, the HARP project can control climate, such as creating localized weather changes in target areas.
It can cause floods, storms, create extreme heat or cold waves, even strong earthquakes. Many experts believe this is a sophisticated but very effective weapon if operated correctly.
If the HARP program succeeds, the United States can completely create super hurricanes or super tornadoes to attack countries they consider threats.
The destructive power of a super hurricane can deplete that country's economy and take decades to recover. The ability to create super weapons from this program is no longer speculation but has been proven through many related events. The construction of the HARP research facility in a remote area of Alaska shows that the U.S. is trying to hide the program's true purpose.
To date, approximately 132 high-frequency transmitters have been.
Weapons from this program are deployed not only within the United States but also in many locations in allied countries.
The U.S. wants to use HARP to create an extremely powerful and fearsome force targeting hostile countries or directions from which opponents might attack the American continent, as well as U.S. military positions in allied territories.
Independent researchers worldwide have repeatedly questioned the U.S. involvement in recent human disasters. 1 week before Hurricane Katrina occurred, scientists recorded abnormal atmospheric changes possibly caused by ionospheric changes. In 2005, Hurricane Ophelia moved unusually and became the longest-lasting hurricane ever recorded.
This advanced weather forecasting system could not predict this hurricane. It moved as if someone was controlling it rather than following natural laws. In 2010, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez accused HARP of triggering the earthquake in Haiti. According to records, the severe earthquake in Haiti originated from the collapse of a fault
never before recorded on maps along the boundary of the Caribbean and North American tectonic plates.
The HARP facility in Alaska was also accused of causing Super Typhoon Han that devastated the Philippines in November 2013 using advanced V-free pulse technology. Every time HARP operates, a natural disaster occurs. This further makes scientists suspect HARP as a U.S. program to create super weather weapons.
Recently, famous whistleblower Edward Snowden revealed that HARP is indeed a U.S. super weapon program to realize the conspiracy of world domination.
This continues to provide convincing evidence of the U.S. government's conspiracy to control nature and create new super weapons.
It is known that in 1977, the United Nations passed a law to prohibit weather manipulation for war purposes.
But its enormous strategic importance has led some countries like the U.S. to secretly research it to gain overwhelming advantage in global strategy. It's even more dangerous than nuclear weapons. In general, natural phenomena operate according to certain laws. That is the basis for scientists to explore and study them. Human ability to control weather will help mitigate consequences caused by climate change.
Although the HARP program still holds many mysteries, the potential to control the ionosphere and thereby control weather could completely become reality.
And then, weather weapons would be a disaster for humanity if not bound by international law. Tesla may no longer exist, but the legacy he left behind is still present everywhere.
He is the past, present, and future of this world. That's sad that Tesla. And what do you think about Tesla's life, about the mysterious documents that disappeared, or about how he changed the world?
Leave your opinions in the video's comments section. And now, it's time for the team to say goodbye. Hello and see you in the next video. Wishing everyone a happy...
Subscribe to the Dark Truth Files channel to watch the latest videos.